Gavin Maxwell was born in Elrig, Scotland. After serving in the World War II, he returned to Scotland to pursue his interest in nature, ornithology, and writing. His best-selling work is Ring of Bright Water, published in the year 1960. It describes his life with 2 pet otters. In doing so, he reveals his deep affection for otters. Let's take a look at Mijbil the Otter by Gavin Maxwell. In 1956, the author Gavin Maxwell was in southern Iraq. He decided to get an otter for a pet. He believed his home in Scotland, Camus Fierna, would be an ideal place to raise an otter. When he confided his wish to his friend replied that he would find good ones from Tigris marshes. They were traveling to the consulate in Basra to collect their mail. The narrator found upon arriving that his mail wasn't there. A few days later, he found 2 Arabs in his room bearing an otter and a note from his friend. The otter looked like a small dragon and was covered with pointed scales, velvet fur, and mud. Mijbil was a previously unknown species of otter and was later named as Rutrugel perspicillata maxwelli, or Maxwell's otter. For Maxwell, this was the start of a lifelong affection for otters. Mijbil, on the other hand, was aloof and indifferent at first. On the second night, however, Mijbil crawled into bed with Maxwell and slept on his knees. With fondness, Maxwell remembered Mijbil's delight when he discovered the bath. Mijbil splashed around the water happily. Otters, Maxwell stated, loved to play with water. 2 days later, Maxwell found Mijbil in the bathroom, turning on the water tap by himself. Mijbil adjusted to his new life with Maxwell. His favorite pastime was play. He would spend hours playing with a rubber ball or rolling marbles down his belly while lying flat on his back. Maxwell and Mijbil spent their time peacefully at Basra. But Maxwell worried about transporting Mijbil back to England. In accordance with the airplane guidelines, Mijbil was to be packed in an 18-inch square box. Maxwell put Mijbil into the box and left so that Mijbil would become accustomed to the space. When he returned, he was amazed to find blood on the box. Mijbil, it turned out, had tried to escape and had cut himself on the lining of the box. Maxwell almost missed his flight because he had to remove all the sharp edges from the box. After Maxwell found his seat on the plane, he talked to the air hostess about Mijbil. The air hostess kindly asked if he would like to keep his pet with him. Maxwell gracefully opened the box. In a flash, Mijbil jumped out of the box and sped down the aircraft. There were shrieks and crashes as passengers, unused to otters, panicked at the sight of him. The hostess asked Maxwell to take his seat while she looked for Mijbil. Soon after, Mijbil came running to him. Maxwell and Mijbil stayed for a month in London. Mijbil invented his own game of ball during this time. He would roll the ball on one side of an old suitcase and then run to the other side to catch it. He would also accompany the narrator on walks. On these walks, the narrator faced a lot of questions as to what kind of an animal Mijbil was. Some believed him to be a baby seal or a squirrel, while others thought him to be a walrus. Still others believed him to be a hippo, a beaver, or a bear cub. However, Maxwell decided that the prize for the best surprised reaction would go to a laborer. This laborer stopped and stared as the narrator came close with Mijbil. He angrily demanded to know what Mijbil was supposed to be.